when you realize the mission and today what he has achieved, now today it benefits millions of patients around the world, then you realize what he has done.
What according to you is Dadaz?
For first and foremost, I would tell you that if you have a reason, if you have a mission, then stand like a tree, a deep-rooted tree. And when you fall like a seed on the ground that will grow and continue their mission again. That was Dadaz.
So how did Dadaz start? Can you take us to the beginning?
See, it was bound to happen in his life. Let me tell you first that after he passed away, to give a tribute to him, the family got together and said, let us name our company Dadaz. And that way, the Dadaz Pharmaceuticals was launched.
So this is after Dada passed away. When Dada started formulating the products, healing people, treating people in his clinic with these formulations, how did
Initial stage of Dadaz, how did that start?
See, he was an allopathic doctor. For all his life, he has keen interest in alternative medicines. So what happened is, while he was in the hospital, there was a patient with a big boil on the forehead. And before anybody could treat, a gardener in the hospital, he put some herbs on the boil, and within few days the boil subsided. Dr. C.F. Shah was very curious that how this happened, and from that very moment he was interested in herbs. He saw that the patient was completely cured without treatment of any allopathic medicines. The person was cured just by applying a herb on the forehead on the boil. So that way, that was the first instance where he got interested in herbal medicines.
Dadaz came from, it didn't develop from out of a factory, right? It came from this particular instance that you just.
So would you say that this instance is where the shift from allopathy to herbal happened, and then the idea behind formulating products for Dadaz in a herbal way happened?
See, first and foremost, he was an allopathic doctor, and there cannot be in his life a shift from allopathic to Ayurveda. There was never a shift. He was always an allopathic doctor with a very scientific mind, actually applied all of his expertise and his scientific approach towards treating patients. He applied all this into Ayurveda. That's the way when we are talking about herbals and Ayurveda, Dr. C.F. Shah, whatever he did all his life for the research and development of the product, the whole process was done in a very, very scientific way with all the clinical trials, scientific trials, and then the product was launched. This is not just like mixing 2-3 herbs and making a product and launching in the market for profit. He has made all this research not for the purpose of making profits, because launching a pharmaceutical product in the and making a company was never his mission. He only did everything so the patients get relief, he gets cured, and that was the purpose of his life. That was the mission of his life. It was never a shift from allopathic to Ayurveda.
Which is why we say Ayurveda backed by science.
Ayurveda definitely backed by science, because I have seen him working with some biomedical doctors in the hospital, doing chromatography, doing all the scientific research as required in the allopathic medicines. Till to that extent, he has done all the scientific research.
Because we have herbal products, but Dada has done all the scientific research, all the lab tests, everything possible to make these products effective.
The mission was never making profits. The mission was to
Purely cure the patients, I think.
the patients should benefit out of research. That was the purpose.
Healing has always been the underlying idea behind Dada. Dada used to talk about it, we have heard you talk about it, and now we are doing the same thing. But yes, the whole idea behind Dada is healing, is putting people and patients first. It's never profits, it's never business, nothing. So that was what Dada always was behind.
And the cure was the only motive. There was no other motive behind his research. And as far as scientific level of research is concerned, I would tell you, he has done human sensitivity tests. He has done clinical trials on bed sores. He has done clinical trials on burns. And all his colleagues, doctor being a very senior doctor in dermatology, all his colleague doctors in all the faculties always were there to help him in his research. They always gave the real results that they are getting. All the doctors were very, very happy and very satisfied with the results of this product.
So, but when these products came out, when all these tests were done, Dada used to prescribe these products from his clinic. So these were not available in the market. And these doctors that you're talking about, I remember that you used to tell me that, these doctors would send their patients to Dada saying that, get Dr. Shah's cream, get Dr. Shah's gel.
I would tell you,
And it was not available in the market.
that is because making it a mission to prepare something which is harmless, which has no side effects, and something the patients get cured with one product or one ointment.
He never gave us.
He would never give more anything extra. So what happened is he researched all these products. Now during those times, I am talking about right from 1953-54. So at that time there was no help. He was doing everything on his own. There were no computers, no references on the computers that is available right now. He would refer to old ancient Ayurvedic literatures.
Of course, there was no Google.
There was no Google. No Google. So he would refer to all this. He would prepare, mix and match and everything, and prepare different kind of medicines at home. At home, the kitchen was a laboratory for him. And all our those years, I have seen, and there was a strong, pungent smell
We
of the
remember.
herbs at home.
We did not even like to get down in the house because the house smelled so bad. There were machines in the hall, and then there was something boiling in the kitchen and something. We really did not like the smell. And now, years later, 10 years after he's passed away, and then when we have entered the business, now we realize what Dada did with that. And what we hated is what people love today, is what people give us blessings for today. And that is why I think those are the things that have made a difference in a million people's lives. So now we know what Dada did with that, with what was happening
See,
in the
as
house.
far as you used one word, hated, right? Don't hate anybody until you know their mission. When you realize the mission and today what he has achieved, now today it benefits millions of patients around the world, then you realize what he has done. The progress. Never criticize anybody who is doing something different. The progress may be slow, but it gives result.